Just a knitting lady. You know, I live so close, I have to go take my walk on the beach. This bird has not moved. I took a walk down the beach, came back. The bird is still there. Amazing. This is another bird. Just walking along. I tell you, one of these days I'm just going to bring a chair and watch the birds all morning. Excuse the books, but here's the cardigan I finished. I was working on that for a while. It's called, I think it's believed, the Teacup Cardigan. It's patterned by Yarn Inspirations. So I finished that. I'm still trying to do the finishing on my knitted top. Okay, it's Trish and Knitting Lady sitting in front of my yarn. This is take 2 on this part. I am doing the Getting to Know Me, hashtag Getting to Know Me. It was on Scraptastic Yarns. Jane from Scraptastic Yarns did this on her video on October 6th. Now I'm going to put the questions and the details. And I was going to tag people, but I'm leaving it open. Whoever wants to do it, fine. You know, it's fun. So it's a list of questions. I'll put that in the details. Favorite childhood memory would be going to the 4th of July celebrations at the local high school, where we would sit and sing all the old songs and watch the fireworks. Now, they let these fireworks off in the middle of town. We lived 2 blocks away. We never really had any incidences with the fireworks. They don't do that anymore. They go to a field, I believe. I don't know. I don't live in that town anymore, and not sure what they did. Last time I lived there, they went down to a field, the athletic field, or another part of town, and did that. Or it might have been by the river, because it's Kearney, New Jersey. It's by the, what river is that now? Passaic River. Passaic River. It's by the Passaic River, New Jersey. So that was a good part. They said, okay, second question, if you could go back in time, where would you go? What age, time period, or year? I always wanted to see how it was during World War II in the United States. Of course, I wouldn't live during that period. I'd just go back and visit. I'd want to see what the papers said. I would want to see what, people went through. I know my father was away in the Pacific during the war. He was gone for 4 years. But, and he left my mother behind. They got engaged, and there's more to it than that, too, but I don't want to go into it. But I always wondered how it was in the United States during World War II. What is one thing you could change about your past and present life? I would be more adventurous in the past, and I will get to that in the last question. I pretty much followed the rules. I did some things that were a little wacky or crazy or, but for the most part, I tried to follow the rules, or what were the rules back then, and I would change that. Do you have any sisters or brothers? My sister is gone. She died at the age of 26 in 1983. Accident. And I have a brother who's a year younger. I'm the oldest. Did you have a pet as a child? Yes, we had a dog for a while. And we mostly had cats. And I do like cats. I mean, I like both. But I always found cats were easier to take care of. I don't have any animals now. I travel too much. Do you have kids? I only have one. I have a son. Unfortunately, that's all I could have. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you put it, I could only have one child. I had a few miscarriages. So I consider myself fortunate that I did have one child. And he has always been a blessing. What did you want to be when you grew up? Well, I wanted to be an airline stewardess, but there was a height requirement, and I'm just barely 5'1", so I didn't meet the height requirement. And beyond that, I wanted to be a comedy writer. Name one place you would love to live. That's hard to say. I always wanted to live in Alaska for a while. Not permanently, just for a while to see how it was like. Who was your first boyfriend? What was he like? Well, my first boyfriend was this guy named Robert. I dated him when I was a freshman in high school. We went to grammar school together. We didn't go to the same high school. I went to all-girls school. He went to all-boys school. Now, I dated him when I was a freshman. And then, I don't know, we didn't date again until I was a senior. Because I went to his senior prom and he went to mine. I dated other guys in between that period. But, I don't remember much about him, to be honest with you. I think he joined the service. I'm not sure. But my mother was always after me to date. Sometimes I think she pushed too much. You know, she'd give me a hard time if I didn't have a date every Saturday night, which makes no sense. But I went out a lot. Either I had a date or there was something going on to high school. I went to a dance. So I was very social. I'm still rather social. Have you ever made a gift for someone who did not like it or gave it away? I don't know. Once I give something away, I don't know what they do with it. I think I gave a blanket to my brother that he didn't keep. Because I asked him about it and he didn't give me an answer. But that's all right. Where were you born? I was born in the South Bronx, New York City. Now, I moved back to New York City a couple years ago. Yeah, I left and moved back 2016, lived there for 2 years, and moved out again. But I lived in Queens, in a different section of New York. I lived in the metropolitan area for many years. New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. I don't live there anymore. I'm down in Florida. You meet your 18-year-old self, you're allowed to say 3 words. What do you say? I say leave the house. I grew up in a very dysfunctional household. I really, looking back on that, I should have left. But I didn't. And of course, things would have been different. Oh, excuse me. Things would have been different, and they say you can't change the past. But if I had to do it all over again, I would have left. Things were just too crazy. And staying at home was not the best decision in the world. It led to a lot of bad decisions. Well, I don't know if you call them bad, but it led to certain decisions that really didn't play out well in the end. So that's what I would say. Leave the house. I have to laugh about it now. You have to laugh about things, or else it'll drive you crazy. So that's about it. I know this has been a mixed up video, and talk to you soon. Bye.